if you're not in it for some weird reason, you're cut out of the show, if you will. It's like, what do you, okay, now what do I do? I'm not sure what to do. I don't want to sound crazy. Uh-oh.
Yeah, but he did rotate. He was hyping.
I'm not allowed to leave the country without my wife.
Or no, she might have been, she didn't go yet.
Tons of excitement. Friday night here, St. Patrick's Day weekend. Everybody's out in full force, you know, for the show, the Irish show, I guess, you know. All the tons of beer delivered for the weekend over the past 2 days. So, I might do a long walk down and back. Here we are at Woody's, and various cars going by with all their music, and this is an age-old gay bar that's been here forever, since like Stonewall times and everything. And everybody's, you know, dying to get in. So last time I checked, they still had a dance floor on the second floor. They changed it a long time ago. I went in there. But they've changed it since. It's a slightly different layout. So I actually used to live on the block just south here of Locust. So we'll take a little gander down there. Green Eggs came in around 2010-ish, or similar, 9, 10, 11, and it became like a family-oriented. It kind of fit in with the agenda at the time for family values, you know, same-sex marriage rights, benefits, stuff like that. So in a way, it planted a family-ish restaurant, and it used to have like a Nest little like playdate, daycare, kids clothing store. So that all fit in with the passing of laws and stuff like that. Very timely. It's a little different now, but it used to be Signatures, a nightclub of like kind of like strippers and dancers. So where it says Music Theater Philly over here, it used to be Signatures. Right. And in fact, I walked a dog for someone many years ago on the side. This guy kind of cobbled together a living, and he showed up there. I noticed him there. I lived just down here where, I'll show you where the steps are kind of sticking out sideways. And I used to, you know, because I was a freelance writer, I was up at all different hours trying to get work done, and I sort of got out of that sort of 9 to 5 lockish feeling. And I was out like at 10, 11 o'clock at night. I ran to the CVS in Rittenhouse and I saw him at Signatures. I was like, oh my God, there's that lawyer who I walk a dog for. I used to live here, 240 South 13th, up there on the 3rd floor. In fact, I called myself 3rd floor editorial. Because I had found a really good I was able to freelance, and I found one really good contract that allowed me to go independent contractor freelance to begin with. Then I tried to drum up other business. So it was kind of an odd like confluence of situations, because while I went freelance, I kind of wanted to get out of the work environment in which I was working at North American Publishing Company, because it got a little something something, and it's like, can I find another job? And then this freelance opportunity came along, just in the nick of time, I guess. And around the same time, I started to go through a situation of, wanting to sort through the past, because I felt like I was being held back, like kind of mentally, like so I sought out therapy and stuff like this to sort of sort out things that went on from my past, which are, everything boils down to power and control, and other people always thinking they're the boss or in control, and you trying to escape those things. So, but anyway, there's a lot more to it. There are abuses within those dynamics. So I had to untangle that from my brain, if you will. I used to come here all the time for sandwiches, Jay's Deli. So there's Monster Vegan, but I wanted to get a shot of the sign. All of a sudden, I was hightailing it down to 13th, because I lived in a different apartment down on 13th and Pine. Monster Vegan. I wanted to get that sign. I keep coming by and I only see this sign at other hours, and I wanted to get the top sign. So I love, I'm actually vegetarian, mostly vegan except for yogurt. There it is. Anyway, right, do I want to go through door 13 or do I want to? I've walked these streets a million times. I lived on 13th Street in 2 different apartments, one at 240 and one at 345 South 13th. Pineview Apartments was the second one. There's Mercado. I believe it's still called Mercado. And we'll head on up Kamak, probably the most historic street in the Gayborhood, I think. And Venture Inn used to be here, now it's called the X Bar. I've been there. That used to be sort of a holiday hotspot. Like, if you don't go home for Thanksgiving because you feel a little bit excommunicated from your family, and that would be like a very typical classic gay story, I guess. I don't know if it still exists, because more people are accepting today, but depending on where you grow up and all that stuff. But people would go have Thanksgiving dinner at Venture Inn. Now it's the X Bar, because it's been that way for a while. They changed Uncle's to U Bar. Tavern on Kamak has always been here. And dueling pianos and all kinds of shows there. And of course, it's very much a theater town, and the Gayborhood is good for theater always, and shows and stuff like that.